Tonight, this is the Cutting Edge, and I refer there with you next Wednesday night. Dub Nation, Papa was a Rolling Stone, that whole time R&B song. I think it was Temptations do it originally, yes. Yes, we're there with you. Eventful week, I tell you, eventful month as a matter of fact. Very eventful, yes. Here we go. Yes, Cutting Edge. Okay, so we want to play this. I wish Holiday them out the place. Sound like Holiday them out, you know. Anyway, we want to play this as we start the program. Very important.
What does school teach you about money? Nothing. And that's not a mistake. That's not an accident. The way to keep the poor and middle class working hard is never teach them what the rich know. What the rich teach their kids about money, the poor and middle class do not. If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Dad's lesson number 1, the rich don't work for money. Don't you touch that stuff. If I pay you, you think like an employee. Your brain will change. If you learn never to work for money, you'll be a rich man. The people that are being screwed today are the poor and middle class because they work for money. You know, the banker friends, they're not working for money.
They have money working for them.
Yeah, very big difference in mentality here. What is financial education? It's not get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. That's not it. The financial industry is two things, debt and taxes. Debt and taxes. And we still tell kids to go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and get out of debt. Now, who tells them to do that? That's the most ridiculous thing there is.
The book starts and it says, lie number 1, saving money will make you rich.
Yeah, it never will. You know that.
All taught that as kids.
Yeah, because they can print it. Why would you save it and why would you work for it if they can print it as faster than you can work for it? And number 2 is they keep dropping the interest rates on it. You know, Japan still has zero interest rate policy. And the Japanese are the biggest savers in the world. And I'm Japanese, I'm 4th generation. They're not too bright.
Right.
Why do you keep saving when they're printing it? You know, when I'm in Japan, that's what I mean by fear. They're so afraid because the Japanese, good culture, but they do as they're told.
Right. It's very conformist.
Very conformist. So they just do as they're told, and then they just save money, and their government, this guy Abenomics, is just printing trillions of it and buying ETFs with it, and they don't know what to do. They're afraid they might make a mistake. They're good little students in school. Go to school, get a job, don't make mistakes. So what happens to the average person in a financial crash, they don't know what to do. And right now, as you know, for the middle class of the world, we're in a crash. The purchasing power of the yen, the euro, the rupiah, all going down. And people are working harder and harder and harder, and the central banks of the world are printing more money.
And so if someone's listening to us that's stuck in that poor middle class trap and they hear it's their fear that ultimately is keeping them from that, that's a hard thing to hear, Robert. But you're going to give them the information about what they can do if they can get out of that fear.
Well, every time I do a lot of speaking to the masses out there, Lehman doesn't invite me in because we're gone, but I go, well, what, it's so risky. What you're saying is risky. And I said, what I do isn't risky for me, but it's risky for you. And when somebody says, what is risk? You have to look in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? For me to fly in Vietnam, that was high risk. But the higher the risk, the more you have to study. You know that, I know that. So if you're not going to study, you're not going to practice and all that, then you should do what Wall Street tells you to do. Buy 401ks, mutual funds, ETFs and all that. But that's where they're fake assets, because they only make Wall Street or the city of London rich. Just watch where the cash is flowing. Follow the money. The reason the rich don't work for money is number 1 expense is tax. See, there's 3 kinds of income: earned, portfolio, passive. So earned income is if I get a job, that's earned income. If I'm a doctor or a programmer, that's earned income because I'm working for it. If I buy, let's say, Apple for $10 and I send it for 20, that's portfolio income, capital gains.
Yeah.
But passive income, which is cash flow, is never taxed. So it's not, and so these guys are screaming right now in America, tax the rich. I said, good luck. Because most of the guys complaining, they don't know there's three kinds of income. And the rich don't have jobs anyway. They have assets. And so the average schmo out there, poor guy, sent the kid to school. They don't learn this. So that's why in fake, as you were talking about it, there's a newspaper article about Jared Bush, and he explains how Trump said he pushed don't pay taxes for $9 million, don't pay taxes. As a reporter doesn't understand him. And reporters don't understand schools will never teach you they're not free taxes.
And they judged him and say they're wrong. And they judged him and say they're wrong. Say it over and over again. Amazon not paying taxes. What do you say to people when they come back and say, Robert, what do you say there? And they come back and say, Robert pays taxes.
Well, there's always three sides to a coin, heads, tails, and the edge. So which side of the coin are you on? From my side, it's fair. But this is the difference. Everybody can do the same thing I do, because the tax laws are for everybody. We don't say, well, the tax laws are only for the rich. No. The tax laws are for everybody to use if you have the right financial education. And the reason I'm an advocate of financial education, without that education, you have to pay taxes. You see, very few people will buy what I do, make $1 million and pay zero tax. That takes, and my rich dad taught me that playing Monopoly. That's how it started. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Or the McDonald's formula. I write about it here. McDonald's, Ray Kroc.
Yeah.
McDonald's is in the real estate business. So they sell hamburgers, but they buy real estate, so they pay no taxes. This guy Bezos, he's $16 billion. How much tax did they pay on that $16 billion? Zero.
And that's all legal. Anyone can do it.
Everybody can do it.
But most people lack the education.
Correct.
So Jared learned about money when he was a kid by watching his father, by watching these people invest in real estate, and said, wow, not only do you get to make the money, you get to keep the money. That's a big problem a lot of people don't understand. They, look how much money I made, but how much did you keep? Because that could be half.
What tax did you pay?
Right, what tax did you pay? And so you always say, this is the law. The law is true for every citizen. You can do it, but most people just don't do it. Sometimes, like you said, they don't have the education. But you need to have a plan if you're going to go do risky things.
Well, it's not risky. To me, what's risky is having a job and paying taxes.
Yeah.
And saving money because they're printing it. That's the worst thing of all. And that's why there's fake money, fake teachers, because the teachers they don't know it.
Right.
And fake assets, because Wall Street or the City of London or Lehman Brothers or Goldman and all, they're not going to tell you this.
Yeah.
How are there billionaire bankers today? Aren't they supposed to be watching your money,
You said in here also, the greatest asset you have is your mind. What does that mean?
If you really want to be rich, take a class on real estate. Once you understand real estate is based on debt, learn how to use debt as money. So that once you learn how to use debt as money, you can never say, I can't afford it. You see, because the banks will give you, so the banks, after the crash of 2008, the banks gave me $300 million tax-free to buy real estate that the idiots had lost. I hate this, and then they were idiots because the prices were so high. Why would you buy it at the top of a market? Don't you know that's going to crash? No. This is, that was the subprime, was the derivatives market, the MBSs and all that stuff, had driven the price of real estate so high, and the rest of us were just waiting. And then when the whole thing came crashing down, all this real estate was now available, and they needed, the Fed and those guys in the Treasury needed guys like us to go in there. So Wall Street gave us hundreds of millions of dollars to mop up all that real estate these guys had lost. Now, it's fair because everybody could do it. So, when I asked the average guy, I said, why don't you use debt? They can't even get a loan because their scores, their FICO scores, I don't even have them here, are so bad. Right. So that's what's going on in the world today. It's fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. The school teachers will never tell you that because they don't know it. My poor dad never knew that. And they think the rich are crooks. The rich just play by different laws. The rules are the same, but you have to do what the government wants you to do. Never say, I can't afford it. Ask yourself, how can I? The reason I have so much money is because I don't say I can't do it. I just go, how can I do it? And I just go and do it. I make a lot of mistakes, but that's how I learn. How can I? It's just a matter of personal willpower, which is spiritual. Just saying, if they can do it, I can do it.
And how can I?
How can I?
And I think it's you once said, words become flesh.
Yep.
Yes, philosophy. You know, I think on this thing from the other day, and when I reflect on it, the reality of the situation is what a man say. Him say, when you sell things, you pay taxes. So most of the times, it's poor people pay the most taxes, even though it look the other way around, but it's really poor people that pay most of the taxes. And then them say, rich people don't pay taxes because them do have no job. Them not employed, so them don't pay taxes. And the other thing is that money is not something where them work for. Because really and truly, real estate is where rich people have. Poor people hardly own real estate. Poor people don't really own real estate. And when in Jamaica, where we see people that try to own, it's just a cubicle or a box, what them call an apartment or a room. It's not real estate. Them own a room or an apartment. You know, a little, you know, like nowadays, them have sky-rise in, a whole heap of them are go up in a Kingston. 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, them are going to build the tallest building in Jamaica, around a Northside Boulevard, the one where you used to name, well, them used to call it the Sheraton Kingston Hotel one time. Them are going to build behind it. Them are going to build the tallest building in Jamaica. The thing is that the people them who have them building there, them into real estate, them not into harnessing money as such. They make the money work for them. Them no work for money. And that the man I say, I've been thinking on that seriously. And I say, wow, it's a serious thing. Most Jamaican people work for money. Rich people make money work for them. And what them buy with the money is real estate. So far down the line, them own land, while poor people are what we call, poor people we call them. Them own a little box, is them home, them cubicle. Them don't own no real estate. I mean, grew up in a family where we don't inherit no real estate. You know, as such, we don't have no land, on top of land, where we can carry no one and say, you see them 2, 5 acre, 10 acre, 20 acre, yeah, are my own. And most Jamaican people can't say that. Most Jamaican people can't say, you know, say me have 10 acre country there. Because the people them who could have said that, leave it and gone a foreign. Live it, if you go to England and see where these people live. You wonder how can somebody leave 10 acre land and go to England, go sit down in a little cubicle where as them walk out of them house, them in the street. And when it cold, they have to stay inside, lock up. And it's not even the coldness neither. It's just that there is no space for you to go out and smell the fresh air. You know, most of them people don't have no space to enjoy outside gathering. Them live on top of one another. Most Jamaicans who live in England, I saw them live on top of one another. You know, sometimes you can't hear where going through the wall, or you can't hear when them walk, or when them come home, you can't say, "Why, Henry, come home, you know, hear them up there." Or you can't hear them through the wall, and I say, "Right, you know, where them are going so far?" You hear them through the wall. You realize it is very important that we really understand the idea surrounding the rich and the poor. Because sometimes we really it out against rich people and say, "Boy, look how them man, they're rich and this and this and that. Them man, they have enough land and all them." Really. A whole heap of the land that was bought up during certain times was bought up by people who was privileged in the society. Them never have the start where most of the African people them have in Jamaica, where we start from scratch. A whole heap of them never start from scratch. So because them was in the position to own real estate properties, when them children born, it handed down to them children and them children. The thing is that them use the real estate to get more real estate. The thing with it is that when we have land, it just sit on there. And the same so-called rich man come and say, "How much you want for that land there?" Because you want the money for add on a kitchen or a toilet for your little cubicle. You sell him it for nothing or a little or nothing. And when you sell him it now, when you're a picnic grow up, and you look at where him do with the land, it's almost like you say, "Why, when me a little picnic, you know, and my father did own a piece of land and him tell it to mass this and mass that. Now him have all hotel upon the land. Because you never in a position to build a hotel. Because you never realize you could have used the real estate and decide where you are going to do for your children. And most youth in a country now want left them pick them father or them grandmother land or them uncle land and come a town, come living in some terrible conditions. And them never want to plant nothing upon the land. Most youth now don't want to plant. That is below them, and especially the sister them. They don't want to broke them fingernail and all them something there. So them really come a town, hoping that things will be better, just like how Kingstonian go to New York or England. It's the irony of that. The people in a country want to come to Kingston, and the people in Kingston want to go to New York, and want to go to Miami, and want to go to England. And when you look at how them live, it's the same way them live. Them live in a situation where the land is minimal. So there is something that is happening that is keeping us poor. There's something the system set away to keep us poor. Because the education that is needed and necessary to make most of it come out of the craziness was not given to us. And the man said at the beginning, say, rich people now go teach poor people how to get rich. That don't make no sense. Well, it makes sense, but we live in an unfair world, an unjust world. Rich people now go teach you how to get rich. You know, you have to be like you have to have one in a million rich man, we say. why you don't just, divide up this land and so you can do it, or why you don't just, I mean, really and truly, a whole heap of people in Jamaica claim land and don't have no title for the land. And which is another thing that them claim the land but don't have no title for the land. And next thing is that the government, the crown land is so much that the people them don't have no land if you call them own. Because if them go upon crown land, you hear to them a trespass and them a squatter. Which, that is the power. And rich people realize that. The power. Land is the basis of power. Land is the basis of power. That is why the rich man can walk in a bank and don't have no money and get a loan. Humongous loan. You hear the man just say, $300 million loan. And it's not because he have money. No, he have assets. Assets. That is what he have. He have assets. Where the bank can look on and say, oh, Mas Joe, can lend him any amount of money more, man. You see, him have 10 acres land only, so, with all this and that, pan it and that. If him don't pay you back, I will just take with the land. And that's how rich people get through them things. Rich people know, say, boy, right now, them can't, if them want to buy a jet, them can't walk, go in a bank and say, look here, I need a jet, to fly to Miami every weekend. Him say, oh, yes, sir, you can get the jet. What you have as collateral? So I have 1,000 acres of land around there, so I just built 10 apartments on it. Some high-rise and all these things on it. I'm intending to put a shopping mall on it. I'm going to rent out the mall too. Yes, put different stores in it and rent it out. Him not touch the money there, because him not work for nobody. He might make the money work for him. So him not even sell him land neither, He might invest in the land by putting mall and shopping center and all them things upon the land. And then you come rent a store half it and you have to pay him rent. Yes, you have to pay him rent. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. We have to recognize how the rich get rich and the poor is dying. Because sometime it's not really what you call the rich man really oppress you. It's just that you're not getting the education that is necessary to make you become rich. A whole heap away. If we have a big money, the usual thing now, the normal thing now, especially amongst artists, if you go to tour and you make a big tune, you take the money and go buy a BMW. And then you don't have nowhere to park it. You park it on the road because you can't sit down on the bonnet. And your friend them come around and you buy liquor and all them something there. And you have a wonderful time in the ghetto. It's amazing when you drive down in a certain lane. You see some crisp Mercedes-Benz and BMW park up. 1 o'clock a morning, 2 o'clock a morning, you see them park up in the street. Because behind the zinc fence is the owner. He don't have nowhere to park it. He don't have no house, he don't have no land. But his status is heavy and big when he can't drive go down the lane. When nobody else don't have no car, him alone have a BMW, can't drive go down there. And then tour stop, music stop lick, car get old or crash, and him not have nothing to return to. Him not have no real estate. Him not put up no house on no land to say I'm going to rent out that. Say, boy, I'm going to rent out a building there, Him not have that for turn too. We need to really look upon the thing. We need to look upon it as African people because really it has staring our face. And since them not teach we have to listen to your Marcus Garvey say, you don't want to be like the Jews, but look how them do them thing. And figure out how you can do yours. Marcus Garvey said that. Look upon the Jews and look how them do them thing and figure out how you can do it. Yes. This is the cutting edge on IRFM. This is the cutting edge on IRFM we're going through. Here we go. Roots and culture.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. One of the most famous aspects of Jamaican culture is its music. It is often said that music is the heartbeat of our people. We'll reflect on the evolution of Jamaican reggae music and dancehall culture. Reggae music evolved from the early dancehall culture of the 40s and 50s. In those days, DJs went around in trucks and played current American music. From this dancehall evolved ska. This was a very energetic music with trumpets and other horns. Ska has had 3 waves in popularity. The first wave was the original ska in the mid-1960s. Ska was formed when Prince Buster, the pioneer of ska, asked his guitarist to emphasize the upstrokes rather than the downstroke. This wave was known as the Blue Beat because most ska bands were on the Blue Beat label. While this type of ska was forming, another type of music known as rocksteady, due to its slow, steady beat, was also forming from the same roots. Reggae evolved from rocksteady, which developed from the end of the first wave of ska. Bob Marley was the most prolific reggae artist and is known the world over as Jamaica's most popular musical ambassador. From the 80s to the 90s and even up to this point in Jamaican musical history, dancehall DJ music has gained more popularity, especially on the local scene, as opposed to conscious Jamaican reggae roots rocking music. In fact, there's now even a skillful blend of the 2 genres, reggae and dancehall, which is influencing music the world over. Today, huge sound systems have blasted the electronically enhanced rhythms and tongue-twisting lyrics of Jamaica's dancehall DJs across the globe. Dancehall culture resembles in many ways the hip-hop culture of America. Braggadocious DJs engage in sound clashes, trying to outdo each other in their battle for the supremacy of the dance hall. Dancehall music and culture are also largely political, giving voice to the oppressed as they struggle to maintain their humanity in situations of economic injustice. The evolution of Jamaica's music is almost poetic. The heartbeat of our people, the rhythm of our land. Our music is our culture. Here's how it all began. The drums came out of Africa with a language of their own. The flutes and fifes from Europe, fit for kings upon their thrones. Through many strifes and conflicts, the cultures quickly merged. For pleasant entertainment, peasants and gentry would converge to see the dancing women doing the quadrille, musicians in high spirits, giving everyone a thrill. The instruments transitioned with the passage of Father Time. Quadrille transformed to mento, the jolly boy music of modern times. With the coming of independence on that blessed August morn, a new nation emerged and another musical form was born. The Scatolites struck up the band and ska became the craze. The energetic music had your dancing feet amazed. As forward on Jamaicans marched, everyone was getting ready. The time had come for our people to stand firm and do the rock steady. Reggae was rebel music. Bob Marley sang Natty Dread. Get up and stand up for your rights. Don't let the system get on top your head. And music with a message, urging us all to unite. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Then dancehall came upon the scene, and with it came the dancehall queen. And now we have our own coffee teen. Jamaica's music is evergreen. We never have to rise and boast. We get the Grammy for go with the toast. And now to end the Jamaican roots and culture, here are some words of wisdom from a Jamaican proverb. What drop off a head, drop on shoulder. What falls from the head falls onto the shoulder. This means you really do not lose out if the benefits you expect to receive go to close friends or relatives instead of you. What drop off a head, drop on shoulder. For Jamaican Roots and Culture, I'm Pat Clark.
Yes. Continue the journey. Yeah, continue the journey. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hi.
Hi, Mama Fire. How you doing?
Give a thanks and brother, I'm there, you know.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yes, sir. I want to get able to you were here, you know. Make the world here.
Yeah, you there on the year, you know?
Yes, Papa. Yeah, man. I Sunday the 2nd of February, I was in a event. Yes, we are.
You have to talk on the radio.
Papa Fire will be celebrating 25 years togetherness.
Okay, yeah.
And
25 years.
Yes. And I will be honoring some brethren and sisters who really stood by I over the years of tribulation and everything, never really fed up. They are willing to stand up with I and give full strength of love. So.
Okay, when you say that is Sunday coming, right? The 2nd of February.
Yes, sir. The 2nd.
All right, so when it start? Tell me when it start.
It starts from 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The whole day thing, whole day. It's a whole day thing.
Yes, sir. It's a whole day thing and going to the night.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
well,
sir.
I look forward to it. Who that talk behind you there and not talk on the radio? Who that talk behind you there? Make you talk on the radio, show and talk, man.
You want to talk to him to talk?
Because I hear around there, coach you.
Well, talk, man. The man said to talk. Greetings, everyone. Mommy was really sleepy, so.
You did your coach and no one talk. You did your coach and no one talk.
What to say? Anyways, I is just inviting one and all, everyone to come out to this positive and historic vibration. This Sunday coming, it's a important cause. Mama Fire and Papa Fire have been through a lot together, and all of the Rastafari community and everyone all around the world who have stood by the family, and I want to show some appreciation to them for all their assistance over the years. So all of the ones listening, come out. You know, that's all.
All right. Yeah, man, give thanks. Give thanks.
Yes, I.
All right. Cutting edge. Yeah.
You want to talk to you about this Coral Gardens thing, you know.
Yeah.
The money where the government put aside for the people there, the 10 million, it now used on the people who are dead off, you know.
Yeah, we know that. We hear about it and we have figure out where we're going. I don't know. Them have the what them call the benevolent society. I don't think them have moved fast enough towards this thing, yeah. You know them way there?
Yeah.
And no one now give no report about nothing, no one now say nothing.
Yeah. So what can do? What can do?
What I hope so them use either the program or Andrea program, Cabo program and say something towards what is happening, because that is something we really need to be addressed. You know, we hear about it, but we don't hear them say nothing from long a man over here there, and we really, you know, them have the time here so free for talk, and them have Cabo time free for talk, but I don't hear nobody say nothing.
So you couldn't appeal to your friend Babs?
Appeal to my friend Babs about what?
Yeah, if it's just some, just something more.
But I know she must say something. Are the Rasta them must say something. Not them. Not she and the Prime Minister them give put the money in some trust fund. When I say to her again, I don't need to say nothing to her. I mean, the money is small, but then now we see the brethren them and sister them a pass away, and we don't hear nobody else say nothing. And when I talk about government, I don't want to hear government say nothing. Them just general out the thing long time, The Rasta them, you want to hear something from, and I think them is obliged and obligated to say something. What is being done, we don't want to hear nothing from no more government, Rasta. Yeah. And as I say, them have that program here, them have Cabo program can talk, and nobody now going to tell them, say, no come on. Me not tell nobody no for come on. And time them want to come, we accommodate it,
Yeah, that more talk to that.
Yeah, I remember.
Keep strong, see my brother?
Yeah, man, give thanks. Yes, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. We hear about the handing over of this and all them something there. And when I hear the rest of them, I say nothing from long a man to be about what is the next move, the intention. Have they started to collect any money to help the brethren assisting them in Montego Bay? We don't know. And we don't want to speculate because, speculation make your mind go all over the place. But sometimes it's not healthy. You understand? Your mind sometimes go too far. And then your mind becomes complicated and lead others into some complication. So we would have hoped that someone is listening right now, the brethren shout out, say, where we are going. Me I say too, what is happening? What is happening? That is really where we are going. We want to find out what is happening. 4-old pirate scheme. Yeah, this is a cutting edge. I just go through my head with the philosophy a while ago, the Tao. For those of you who want to go Google it, Tao, Taoism, is a long Chinese philosophy that exists long before Christianity. And you have so much philosophy coming out in the East there where come before Christianity. And then you wonder why we get into the thinking like the Europeans to say there's only one way. So all them people there, where did they live a life and have certain wisdom and knowledge before Christ? What was it all about? The Tao, Confucius, Buddha, these ancient people in a China, they know. I could talk about even in a China, which is that we are talking about. You are telling me, say, the millions of people, if millions, where they live 1,000 years BC or 500 years BC, how them did I live? And how them did I practice them culture and civilization, what them invent. I could talk about on the west coast of Africa and southern Africa, where people was, how them was living, how them did I live, what were they doing? There were institutions and there were governments set up for these people long before this Christianity come in. Yet still we are led to believe that this is the center of all things that take place in the earth. This story about Jesus Christ is the center of all things that was happening on the earth. Therefore, nothing else was as important to humankind but this event that was supposed to take place 2,000 years ago, less than 2,000 years ago, when you did have governments and institutions that was governing thousands of years before that happened, that event was supposed to take place. It's weird. But you know what them say? Powerful people now go educate powerless people. Yeah. Powerful people want to stay powerful by any means necessary. And that is really what we say are going. That when you start to really think for yourself, and you start to really research, and you start to move in a way that look like, say, you get too knowledgeable of things. And you realize that most of the things was told that where them push power was lie. And them control in such a way that all when we start to think outside of for them ways and for them thinking, we believe say it is a sin and it's wrong to do that. Yeah. Yet still the people them, more people did not exist outside of Christianity than when it involved with the old Christian thinking. We are talking about when it just come. When the so-called idea pop up in the so-called Middle East. Them call it Middle East. You have to say the whole world was supposed to focus in that little spot in the earth because the Savior of all man come. They want to them people who never hear about him. One of them people who spend their own life 100 years after the event that's supposed to have taken place. You have to say them people there just doomed because they never hear about him. Millions of people never hear about him. People in Australia. There were people in Australia and there were people in Europe too. There were people in Europe that never hear of this event. That was living at the time. And there was people in China and up in the Caucasus Mountains and right next door too who never hear about him. But now we come to them want us to believe and want us to say that the only salvation we have is through this man that them claim come to save the world. And if you don't believe in him, you shall perish. You shall not have everlasting life. Sad, 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 sad. Because when I listen to that leadership and strategy philosophy, when I listen to the art of war, all of them things there was before Christianity. You know, people afraid to go into that. People come on my yard and see certain things and I say, what kind of devil thing that me about my yard? People come in my yard and I wonder what kind of devil thing that Mutabaruka up in my yard. You know them really? And guess is where them all look pan to. Me remember one famous police woman. She asked me to run some tape. Them days we did run tape. She did ask me for, I think it was Lady Smith Black Mombasa. She did love them. She wanted me to run some tape. And I say, okay, when I run, I say, you can't come on my house street, man. The woman come at the gate and see the Buddha head pan the wall. And I say, Muta have devil thing in my yard, man. Yeah, Muta, I never know so into the devil thing. A Buddha, the Buddha thing she call devil thing, you know. You understand? And next time again, a daughter, when we did have the bookstore, a daughter coming at the store, almost upon tears. I say, our boss fire her. I say, why the boss fire you? She say, him say me have a devil symbol around my neck. This is what the girl have on. One ankh. The ankh pendant around her neck. Them fire her because them say that devil symbol she have around her neck. That is the ignorance. Ignorance of these people sometimes. It make you get vexed and aggravated. You know, no knowledge of nothing more than where them into. And don't know so the world, big, millions of people exist in the world. Millions. Different cultures in different time. Them don't want to understand that of ourselves. It's a deep washing going on, man. deep washing when you actually see yourself and don't accept yourself. You look on yourself and don't accept yourself, you know. Because you want to be someone else. And as a matter of fact, you try to be someone else every day. 360 odd days. You try to be someone else other than yourself. Every day. The way you eat. The way you dress. The way you speak. The way you think. And your action that you profess is a serious, serious crime we commit against yourself. Burning for your original tune, Christopher Columbus. Yes, EL.
Yeah, Muta. The thing with them all up at NGO.
Up at where?
NGO.
When you...
outside Dread, another year in it.
Yeah, Ronaldinho Road.
Dina Road.
Is that tribute to the Mighty Diamonds? What time it has start? I don't remember, you know. But go to 7 o'clock, man.
7 o'clock?
Yeah, go to 7 o'clock.
You know, Farmer Trevor is a concert or something like that?
Yeah, man. The Mighty Diamonds, you don't know the Diamonds.
Oh, right.
They must celebrate 50 years, the Mighty Diamonds.
Them alone perform?
I don't think so, you know. I do have the flyers there, you know. The flyers in my phone, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I have enough information. So not that.
You have enough information. All right, blessed, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. But there with you. Still, here we go. Alright, so this still a go on everywhere, I tell you. One of the unsung heroes of reggae music, Augustus Pablo. I think this was the first tune him do to Sata Dub. Yeah, man, them dub ya. Them dub ya. I tell you, them dub ya are some serious dub. Yes. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. That was Augustus Pablo with Sata Dub. Why, sweet, my man, may I tell you. So, next week is a different month. This month, yeah, very hectic in a Jamaica. Earthquake and all them something there. Man, think I'll be able to feel some earthquake yesterday. May I tell you, I see people all who never religious become religious now. Oi, anyway, you know, so we'll come forward at tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, a little more from this, from 2 o'clock to 5:45 with the stepping razor, the art of war. You know, the art of war was named out of that same Chinese philosophy, the art of war. Or you win battle without fighting. Or you win battle without fighting. You know, sometimes your friends, well, I shouldn't say your friends, sometimes your enemies become your friend. Yeah, and then they will do what you want them to do. That is part of the art of war, how you make your enemies become friends. Here we go. Yes, EL. Speak. You don't have much time. You know, it's important that you speak out against injustice without fear or favor. You hear the man talk about it in the tape of a player. Yes, you have to speak out because people who speak out against leaders, the reason why them speak out is because they're not afraid. They're not afraid. And we need some speaking out. Some people want to tell you that talking, too much talking, well, that is what you have your mouth to do. Only the dumb envy the talkative. Only the dumb envy the talkative. And if you have a microphone in front of you and you don't talk, speak truth to power. If you don't realize how important it is to speak truth to power, therefore injustice will continue and multiply. It will multiply. So we have to understand how important it is to rally and agitate against injustice. Now them say, why is a man respected when he's dead? Shouldn't that be respect be paid to the living instead? The mystic revelation of Rastafari. It's time now we wake up and realize how deep the trauma is. African people is traumatized for years. We've been traumatized to the point where now we're becoming like the walking dead. We are like zombies. We do everything that them say we must do, and even do it better than them too. We need to walk out. Walk out through the exit door. And if the exit door can't open, go through the entrance. So the man them come create another disease in the earth. And I go like them don't know how it reach, which part it reach. Them say jump from animals to human beings. Them I go like them don't know how it reach, yet still. The Australians them now duplicate the disease because them trying to find a cure for it. And say every disease have a cure, but it's who have the cure. It's who have the cure. Every disease have a cure, but it's who have the cure. So it's a strange and weird thing that them don't say it come from Africa. Maybe them are weird though. Maybe you so hear them say, oh, it never originated in China. It's an African who come over here, brought it here. Because them find strain of it in Africa. You think them people are easy? I don't put it past them. John Henry Clark say Africa have no friend. Matrix in the house, man. Yes, Matrix.
Listen,
man. The trick there is a problem, Matrix. Your brethren come check today. Well, I don't know if it mean come, but I come see me in the yard there. Remember the brethren who gave the tune from the African? Him out there still? Him couldn't out there still. Yeah. Yeah. Him did go away. Yeah, him come forward, say him have tune now.
What?
Yeah, him say him have tune now, and him come check you. Him bad or him good? Anyway, him come check you still, so me just I tell you, I don't know if you didn't know him there.
No.
You never know? Oh, me think of you first, him would have come check.
No, you know, so we are him no.
Which bones you talk? I know bones, the tall brethren who got married.
Yeah, man.
I know him me talk. I know guy. It's a brethren who come with a tune, man. Him say him give you a tune from Sierra Leone. One brethren from Sierra Leone.
Within reason, within inner stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I know him did go get married and go away, man. No, the one when I talk about him did have a tune, but him give you the other brethren tune. The African brother tune. I do a reggae.
I even see him one man.
Him used to in here with you all the while.
Laughing.
Sure, me not about to talk, man. Come to your program, Rasta. I don't know what you call laugh. I laugh you call it. I know the one who used to in here all the while and then go and get married,
I know him.
Nah, man, the brethren who All right. I'm going to go over it and go over it. I can't bother go over it. We can't bother go over it. We God.